Good morning. It is a gorgeous morning out here this morning. We're about to go check on the poop-free nesting boxes, and I've also got to crack open a new bag of feed this morning. So last week, you remember we went and picked up 2 bags of feed from Bloom Enterprises. We had all these tractor problems. Anyways, it's time to crack these babies open, get our chickens and our pigs fed, because these bags down here are pretty much down to the dregs. Checking on our broody chicken. She's still doing great. Trying to nest in her food dish still. I don't know what that's all about. Anyways, probably gonna turn her loose in a couple of days, and we'll keep an eye on her to see, hopefully, that habit is broken.
There, do you wanna hold him? Oh, nice. Be nice. Oh gosh, don't squeeze his neck like that. Oh, careful, hun. I'm just gonna... You watering the chickens? Is it full?
So this is the last bucket of feed out of the old feed bag. Tonight when I feed the pigs, they'll get fresh food. It's kind of difficult to get the last few dregs out with a quart scoop and throw it in a bucket. So generally the last little bit of the bag, I'll just drag out to the chicken coop over here and just toss it on the ground to scratch for the chickens, and they will take care of it. Super windy here yesterday. Tipped the pig shelter over. It doesn't weigh much. I think it only weighs like 10 pounds. It doesn't take much for the wind to catch it and tip it over, but you can see how much vegetation the pigs knocked out of that garden. It was absolutely incredible how much work they did yesterday. Piggies ready for breakfast? So I'm just here in the chicken house now. It's just after lunch. We haven't shot a lot of footage this morning. We've been kind of working on some less glamorous tasks, I suppose. We're just doing some yard cleanup, you know, digging junk out of the grass. It sat there all summer long, and trying to get things cleaned up before we get this big snowfall that's going to come, and then the stuff is lost forever. And anyways, I'm sure you guys didn't want to see us drag junk out of the back 40. But yeah, so this afternoon, the weather's gorgeous. It is a bit breezy, but it's nice and warm. And as I said, I'm in the chicken house, and I've just added some additional roosts up in here. Noticed last night we were in the chicken coop, actually I was putting together this poop-free nesting boxes, and noticed that some of the chickens were nesting on the floor, and some were nesting, you know, in behind the door, and not getting up into the roosts, and the top bunks were definitely well occupied. So I just wanted to give them a little bit more roosting space, although there is space there. These 2 bottom ones weren't even used. So tonight when I come in and I put the covers on the nesting boxes, I'll make sure that these ones are occupied and that the chickens are using these ones. I'm just going to throw some screws in here just to secure them so nobody gets you know, killed in a tragic chicken house accident. So earlier today, I cracked open these 2 new bags of feed So we got these, we got one chicken feed right here, and then the one pig feed. So we get this from Bloom Enterprises here. They have their own YouTube channel too. If you haven't checked it out, I really recommend you do that. You'll learn lots about grain farming, about how to make chicken feed and what, pig feed and all the process that goes into that. And Robin was live on Facebook earlier, and I think he was combining some oats, and he commented that I should swing by and help him identify some chickens as to whether or not they're roosters or hens. Well, there's one easy way to do that, and that's just wait 5 months, and the bird will tell you. So yeah, right around that 4 or 5 months mark, that's when the rooster will start crowing if it's gonna, and pretty quickly, you might think you got Henrietta right up until that moment, then suddenly you've got Henry. So I'm just down here, and we call this little area, we call this the bale yard. We first bought this place in 2017. There was some round bales in here, and I'm pretty sure the previous owners used this for bale storage. So in 2018, we actually bored a hay bine and a square baler. The sheep want to say hi. And we put up 420 square bales, and we had them all stacked up here. So it fit that it was the bale yard. Anyways, there was also a ton of crap down here, like just junk and garbage and stuff. And so it was kind of natural for us to also use it as a bit of a junkyard. So we've got a bunch of crap over there. We've been working on, some cleanup today to try and get, this is a usable space. I'd like to fence this. It is fenced, but I'd like to fence it off with sheep wire so that the sheep could graze in here. And because right now it's just a transition paddock to get the cows from one big field to the next big field. It's really not utilized to the best of its ability. But there's also this old shed here, and we've had all kinds of knickknacks and tubs and stuff in there from when we moved out of town. And I just looked in one old tub, and I found my old passport from when I first came over to Canada, and that's me right there. Big ear, big glasses, and a bad haircut. Man, oh man, that was 1999. Boy, I was a looker, I tell ya. Anyways, enough reminiscing. I did actually come down here with the side-by-side in the trailer for a reason. As you know, I kind of have a deep-seated dislike of cattle, and yet here they are. Anyways, the only thing I hate worse than cows is fixing fence that the cows have busted down. But a number of years ago, I was in an auction sale, and I bought 9 rolls of barbed wire like I was ever gonna want to use it. Anyways, we got all this barbed wire sitting over here in the bale yard. And as you can see, the cows just come through here. So it's out in the elements, it's out in the traveling path of the cows. So I gotta get it loaded in the trailer, take it back up to the farmyard, and get it stored out of the elements. I don't really dislike cows. They're pretty nice critters. But I had a bad experience with a cow one time, so this would be like mid-1980s. She knows the story. Mid-1980s, there was a black Angus cow. I'm telling the story. Oh, you want to weigh in, do you? Peanut gallery. Anyways, mid-1980s, I got mauled by a cow real bad. Put right through a fence. Wasn't sure if I was going to survive. My dad thought it was hilarious, and I resolved from that day forward, cows were the devil. Anyways, they're not so bad. Well, it's kind of a gorgeous evening out here. We've got a beautiful sunset happening back there. And we've got like a full-on rainbow double rainbow all the way across the sky. That's pretty impressive. So as you know, last week I was feeling kind of under the weather. I've had this cold the last few days, and right now it's just a runny nose, right? Like it's not anything serious, but it's just enough to get you kicked out of the grocery store. But I kind of thought, okay, well, I got a cold. Now maybe I can sit at home. Peter Falk will come by, read me The Princess Bride or something like that. But instead, the wife's had me picking rocks like an old mule. And I think we've picked every rock in northern Alberta. But the rock garden's coming along. Anyways, there's no possible way I could end this video any better than a full-on rainbow. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you go for now. I hope you have a fantastic evening. We'll see you tomorrow.